Today I'm going to be talking about a very touchy topic for some of you maybe not, and I hope this is not a touchy topic, but I'm literally going to do what it says in 2 Timothy 3, and I'm going to use scripture to correct and rebuke. And today what I'm going to be correcting is communion. And I'm not going to be leaning on my own understanding, of course, because I believe in the Bible alone, but we are going to go to Luke 22, and which is where Jesus talks about communion, and they actually do the communion at the Lord's Supper. So Luke 22, 19 and 20, it says, "He took the bread, gave thanks, and broke it, and gave it to them, saying, 'This is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me.'" That's the key word. That's why I look straight at the camera, because if you're going to try to argue something else, read scripture. Verse 20, "In the same way, after the supper, he took the cup, saying, 'This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you.'" So Jesus going to the cross for us, that represents the new covenant, which we know the new covenant from Paul's letters is we're under the covenant of grace now. So Jesus gives us a lot of grace, a lot more grace than we deserve, but he loves us. That's why he gave us that grace. Paul cross-references this in 1 Corinthians 11, because we know the Bible always cross-references. And he says in verse 26, "For whenever you eat the bread and drink this cup, you proclaim the Lord's death until he comes." So whenever you were taking communion, you are proclaiming that Jesus went to the cross, died a sinless death for us, which we did not deserve, by the way, but he did anyway because he loves us, and we're going to proclaim that until he comes back. So if we're taking that communion, you better darn well not turn your back on Jesus, because he did not for you. He could have turned around at any moment on that cross and said, "Nah, you guys don't deserve this," but he didn't, because he loves us. But show me in the scripture where it says, "This is actually my body, this is actually my blood," okay? Because keep in mind, Jesus was right there in front of them. He wasn't on FaceTime, okay? He was right there in real time with the disciples. He could have held out his arm and said, "Here, take a bite, drink my blood," but he didn't. He didn't do it. He gave them bread and he gave them wine. He said, "Do this in remembrance of me." He knew himself that he would not be here whenever we take communion, right? Jesus is all around us, but he's not physically here in a body. But what do we have now in real time? We have bread and we have wine, which is exactly what we're supposed to do. I don't care what tradition says. I don't care how many popes say it. I do not care. Look at scripture. 1 Timothy 3, we're supposed to use scripture alone and nothing else. God bless everybody. Happy Sunday.